Okay, well, welcome to Community Quotes. Tell me your first and last name and spell it out for us.
It's Dollie, Pierre, and it's DolliePierre.
Okay, Dolly, thank you so much for being here. Tell me about where you grew up and what it was like there.
Okay. I am originally from Dulac, Louisiana.
Okay.
I am a Bayou girl.
Okay.
And also lived in Houma. It was pretty interesting being down there, growing up down there.
Okay.
It was such a family thing. It really was. It was true family stuff, not like it is nowadays.
Okay. Do you have many siblings?
I have two sisters.
You have two sisters?
I have one sister that lives in Houma, and I have another sister that lives in Tennessee.
So you said regarding growing up that it was different. Tell me a little bit about that. What was it? Did you do a lot of outside things?
Well, when we were growing up, it was like we didn't have cell phones and
Right.
Nintendo and PlayStation and all this and that. We played outside, and we couldn't wait till it rained. Because when it rained, our grandfather would go out and put out this big old plastic thing, and we would do the slip and slide. We played in the mud. We swam in the ditches, and it was different. It's not like like now, and it's like every Sunday was a family day. One Sunday we would go to one aunt, the next Sunday was another aunt, but we had strict rules.
Yeah.
Our parents were strict on us. It's not like the kids today, they
Yeah.
get away with so much. We didn't get away with nothing.
Gotcha.
We used the bathroom before we left the house. We ate before we left the house. We drank water, and you didn't go and ask for that when you went to anybody's house. It was just the culture was different,
Yeah.
Just the whole growing up thing. And I just wish all that could come back now, because it's like it was just so clean and fresh, And I think about that. And I think about how the kids are now. And that's how I would just love to be able to get a hold of these kids, to do something with these kids and put that family value in them, and I would just love to do that.
Well, I know you have a show here on AOC. Tell me about that. And
It's Real Talk TV
yeah.
that we do. We do it sometimes live, sometimes it's pre-recorded, and sometimes we do it on the podcast. What we do is we interview artists in the area. Actually, and it's not even from just local. It's throughout Louisiana, because this past week we had Second Samuel, which made the song Welcome to Louisiana, and he's from Alexandria.
Okay.
And I've had a guy come, B. Rob, that was from San Antonio, that came and interviewed. And we just interview them, and and it's a platform to get them some exposure.
Yeah.
Just to help them out, to get them known, to hope that maybe one of these guys that we're going to help are going to make it.
Right.
Somebody going to see them, spot them, and they're going to be a big star,
Well, did you have a music background or?
My music background was just being in band in school.
Okay.
I cannot sing, I can't rap, I can't write music, I don't know none of that electronic stuff. I just know how to help them get them out there, because I do a lot of promotion, because
Yeah.
I do Louisiana music promo. And I'm a fire promoter. I'm bragging myself, I pat myself on my shoulder.
Sure.
I'm a really good promoter. I spend sometimes about 18 hours a day on social media.
Wow.
I do that, and it's just I do so much, and I do a pets. It's called Sammy's Alert, and it's a pet rescue,
Okay.
and it's a free service, and what we do is we help people find their lost pets.
I think I've seen that on Facebook.
Yeah, we help them find
Yeah.
their lost pets. Like I have it on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, anywhere as I can put it, I go put it out there.
Right.
And I enjoy doing that. Just what was last week, I was helping some people in the UK.
Oh.
I posted to help them find their pet. And it's, some people think it's just local, but it's not. I mean, I know people from all over.
Well, right, because with Facebook and the other mediums that you mentioned, it's global.
It is global, so
you never know who your followers are or where they reside, and it can help reconnect people. I've seen people reconnect with everything from a lost graduation ring to pets and other things. So
and usually when the pets are found, I'll post that they were found and reunited with the family.
That's
And I
great.
also post pets that are needing homes. because, you know, they're putting down so many pets.
Yeah.
And it just breaks my heart when I see that, and they only got so many days, and they're going to put them down. Oh my God, it breaks me heart. It makes me want to hurry up and post it and hope somebody sees it and go gets this puppy.
So have you always been an animal lover? Did you grow up with animals?
I had a cat when I was younger, and the cat passed away. And just periodically we've had a pet, like my daughter had a little pet, and little Tigger, and poor little Tigger got hit by a little car, so we didn't want a pet for a long time. You know, and then I had a little dog, a little kitten called James Dean, you know, because I love Marilyn Monroe. I am a big Marilyn Monroe fan. And that was my next thing. If I was going to get a female cat, that was going to be her name. That was going to be her name. And then I had a puppy. Oh, he was so adorable. And I called him Mr. Right. I said, I've had all the wrong men, so now I found Mr. Right. And my poor little puppy died in December, right before Christmas.
Oh, sorry.
You know, and then I had another puppy with Miss Daisy, and oh my gosh, she was a sweetheart, but she was so lazy. I would throw the ball, and she would just look at me like, I know you don't expect me to go get that ball. And she would just come and crawl on herself, and she always stayed by me. But I was in and out the hospital a lot because I was having some peripheral artery disease problems, and I had to give her back to the people because I was more in the hospital than I was at home.
Gotcha.
And so I didn't want her to keep being neglected that way, so I gave her back to them. And I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna get her back, but with being so busy, because I finally really got back into doing all this after a year of being out of it, that it's like, I just jumped on this train and I'm just ready to go.
Yeah, and pets do deserve attention. So if you can't give them
and it's not
time.
pets. I just say, I said I represent all dogs.
Yeah.
I said the men.
Yeah.
I said I represent all dogs. But I have a plan on doing something. I said because I do so much, and it's mainly all men. And I said I feel like I'm leading my lady friends out. So I want to do this little podcast, and I have a friend of mine who's going to do it with me.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to say it on TV, but it's going to be there, and we're going to talk about relationships.
Okay.
You know, and the platform for that is men say they don't understand women. Well, if they learn to listen, they would know us. So this is going to be a little thing that I'm going to do, and I have another girl with me. And we're going to talk about that and hope that we get call-ins and comments, and we're going to do it Facebook Live, and so women can talk, so women can express what they're saying, and hopefully the men will read it, and maybe they'll get a little understanding on us.
Maybe.
And then if they don't, oh well, keep not understanding us. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But I don't want it to be a dog men out thing.
Right.
I want it to be clean. I want it to be something fresh. And just the women to connect.
Right.
I've been putting it on Twitter, and I'm getting some good results on Twitter. And people are liking it. I'll put a little comment, and people are coming back and saying things. And I just love all this social media stuff.
Right. Right.
If the internet would go out, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think you and me both would have a stroke.
I'd have a stroke. But I have a stroke. I'd be begging and pleading, please get it back on.
Hopefully that day will never come.
Yeah,
you mentioned about your youth and the qualities that your parents had instilled in you. You want to change the youth or possibly open their eyes to the way things used to be. Do you have any aspirations to have a show sort of around that?
I would love, and I don't know how to get the platform going on it, but I would really love to get some kids to come on and to talk. And, have them come and talk about being bullied. Talk about what they're lacking, what they're really wanting, because sometimes kids won't talk to the parents. Right. They'll talk to somebody else. And they're afraid to talk to the parents. I know I was sometimes, because I would go to my aunts, or I'd go to my cousins, and not always got the best advice, but but I'd like to do that, and I'd like to do like some sort of like talent show that is for the kids, you know, and do little functions. Now we are planning on doing, with an artist that I'm managing with BSMD Hungry Boy, we're planning on doing the last week of July back to school, and we want to get donations of school supplies and give some of the kids the school supplies, and we want to do this at Girard Park, and so they can come play at the park, and you know, maybe we'll have hot dogs and chips, and maybe we can get somebody to barbecue some hamburgers and hot dogs for them, you know, and just a little something, and get some other artists to speak. You know, I like Josh Edson, what is it? I think it's Edmund. I'd like him to come speak, and you know, Demetria Stewart. I'd really like to get Second Samuel to come, and to give these kids some positive, you know, inspiration. You know, give them a goal, help them reach a goal, and to keep them off the streets, keep that gun out their hands. You know, we have too much of that going on, and just. And I'd like to find something to do. You know, I'd even like to be able to see if they had something here that we could get more kids to come here.
Sure.
You know, and I don't know if it's a little craft thing to do with them. Anything, you know. I love kids. I have 5 grandbabies.
Oh, wow.
That are spoiled rotten. I have one, my oldest granddaughter, and God forbid I trained her. And she says, Nana, I got needs.
You got needs. And how old is she?
She just turned 15.
Oh.
But she's been saying that since she's 2. She, at one time, she bought me, we went to the store to buy her stuff, and which is when her real first time of her coming out and saying that, and women around us just bust out laughing.
That's funny.
Because I was letting her buy her some little things, bringing her shopping, buying some little things. And I said, babe, I think you have enough. She says, Mimo, I have needs. I'm like, oh my God, she's 2 years old.
She's going to be a handful.
Oh yeah, she is. She's so precious. Oh, I love her to death. She was so precious. She even made us buy Cinderella shoes alike. That's when the little glass shoes were out, you know, the little clear shoes. So she had to have a pair, and she made me have to have a pair.
Oh, great. Hey.
You know, because I made little presses out with my little granddaughters. But I got some little bad ones.
Gotcha.
Oh, I got some little bad ones. They something.
Well, you sound like a very busy person, and it sounds like you grew up, you know, learning to appreciate people that work hard. What was your first job, and what did that teach you?
My first job was at the Jiffy Jack, it was called, in Biloxi.
Okay.
I was 15, I think.
Okay.
And it was just this little hamburger place. But oh my gosh, I loved working it because I got to make my own money. So I got to go shopping, I got to go see movies. And my mom, every year for Christmas, and I remember I was really young, and I told her I wanted, she asked, what do you want for Christmas? I said, Mom, I want some jewelry. You know, well, this woman spoiled me. Because she bought me a whole bunch of jewelry, those little jewelry box with the little thing. So now anytime I shop and I make money, I'm buying jewelry. eBay loves me. And I love costume jewelry.
What didn't Marilyn Monroe say? Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend, you're right. And I have that on my wall at my house. My living room is Marilyn Monroe. I have a Marilyn Monroe clock that my daughter bought me. Oh, I have all kind of little Marilyn.
Well, let's talk about Marilyn, because I mean, she's been an influence. I love her. I think you know, everything she did was golden. What's your favorite Marilyn movie? If you have to narrow it, or top 3.
My favorite thing that Marilyn Monroe did was when she sang "Happy Birthday." That is my favorite thing.
Well, sure.
That just stands out.
I mean,
but I'm gonna tell you what it is about Marilyn Monroe that I really like, and it's not about her acting or anything. It was the fact that Marilyn Monroe was a size 16 woman, and she was considered so beautiful that no one seen her weight. No one really knew. And actually, if you don't really go and read it, you don't realize that she was that size. And that's what it is, because it's like her weight didn't bother her, and it just gave her so much confidence.
Well, she exudes confidence.
The confidence she had in her, she believed in herself, and that's why I just love her.
Right. Now, she did struggle with depression and some...
Yeah, she did. But you know what? Who don't?
Right.
You know, that's the kind of thing. It's like people bring that up, and it's like, how many of them have?
Right.
Look this morning with the girl, Kate Spade.
Kate Spade, the designer.
Committed suicide, you
Yeah.
know. What was she depressed about?
Right.
You know, she had it going on.
She did.
I mean, she had a beautiful party supply stuff. You know, it was in the red, pink, and black. I went and looked at it. I love Kate Spade. I used to love her clothes.
I have one of her
I like her
purses,
shoes.
yeah.
She always
Yeah.
had some cute shoes. I'm a shoe fanatic.
Okay.
You know, and oh, I loved her shoes.
Yeah.
You know.
And she struggled with depression
And depression did it, you know.
Yeah.
You never know who depression's going to hit, and it's going to do that too. And, you know, I have a friend of mine who committed suicide, which is about 3 years ago now. It'll be 3 years, I think, in August. And that was like, and it's still the most heartbreaking thing, because I don't understand why he didn't talk to us, why he didn't reach out to us and
so
let
you
us
didn't
know.
have a clue. You were surprised.
Very surprised, very, very surprised. And Brett just put took a part of my heart, you know, and he'll always hold a part of my heart.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, people don't realize when they commit suicide what you're doing to your family and your friends.
Sure.
You know, you don't know the heartache they go through. And so when they say that, oh, this person's depressed, or this or that, it's like, go see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
You
Take
know,
it
get you
seriously.
some help. Turn to your friends. You know, turn to somebody
Yeah.
to help you. You know, to help prevent that, because it's you're gone. It's the family that suffers.
Yeah.
You know, it's the family and friends that suffer. You know, but I'm going to tell you something. Through growing up, one of the things that kept me active and which is why, like now, I still like being active, is my mom was the kind of mom you were not going to just hang out anywhere. You had to be active in something for you to be going somewhere. So I was in band, and I stayed in band and I quit in the 12th grade because I needed the credit to be able to graduate, and band only gave me a half a credit, so I got, which I hated. I still hated the fact that, you know, because I wanted to go all the way.
Sure.
But I was in band, you know, and so that gave me the opportunity to go to the football games, walk in the parades, you know, go to the different solo ensembles that we went to, you know. It was just the competitions that we went to. So that was just always on the go. There was always practicing with that. And then I was, you know, involved with the Terrebonne Parish Recreation Center. And we played basketball, and I love basketball. I was a pretty good player at that time.
Okay.
And couldn't play now, worth the league. No, but we played volleyball, and we had sewing classes. We had baton twirling, which was so cute, is because I taught some little 4- and 5-year-olds how to twirl the baton. And a cute part about that is, and I laugh about it all the time, and everybody laughs when they hear it, I had to find a slow song for these kids to be able to do this thing. You know, you can't go with no fast song, and at the time, this is in the 80s, so, you know, this is in the 70s.
Right.
And so the music wasn't that. So the song I got them to play with was Love Hurts by Nazareth. And these little kids did good. Of course, when they threw the baton in the air, not all of them caught it, you know.
Right.
But it was so much fun.
Sure.
To do that. And then we had gymnastics, you know. So I just stayed busy. We just stayed busy. Every time something was coming up, I was the first to sign up.
Yeah.
You know, I was the first to be there. And it was just steady doing it, steady doing it.
It sounds like you're I don't want to say you're spread too thin, but you're involved with a lot of different projects. Do you do any work with nonprofits, or you know, have aspirations to do things?
Well, the Sammy's Alert is a
Yeah.
nonprofit organization. And even with the Real Talk TV, you know, we do that just to be able to help other people.
Right.
And that's my main thing, is I love helping people. I love people. You know, here in Lafayette, a lot of people know me as Miss D, and I've picked up probably about 1,000 kids who call me Ma.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, I do events We put on events. I hadn't put on any in a while, but I'm working on getting some done now, you know, to get these artists back out, you know, to give them a chance. Because what I started, when I first started this, is I was giving artists a chance to perform that had never hit that stage.
Oh, wow.
You know, and a lot of them are doing a whole lot better now, you know.
Yeah. Well, and in speaking of music, who are some people that you're a fan of?
My favorite fan, even though he's dead, is Tupac.
Okay.
I love me some Tupac.
Do you? Okay, okay.
I love Demi Lovato. You know, I really
She's
like
very
her.
talented.
Oh, I love Demi. Oh gosh, yes, I love Demi. And of course, I love the artists I manage, AJ to Dawn and BSMG, Hungry Boy. You know, I do like their music. I love Second Samuel. I love Choki's music. You know, and I says I'm gonna make sure Choki's music is never gonna get forgotten. You know, I post some of his memories, you know, all the time. And there's quite a few that I do like J Tunes. He's got some music that's really good, and they're, you know, these are some of the local artists.
Yeah.
You know, the famous ones, of course, I like Katy Perry. You know, I really like Taylor Swift. You know, I'm versatile. I like all music.
It sounds like it. That's good. And in speaking of, I guess, a fun question, if you could spend one day in someone else's shoes, who would it be and why?
If I could spend oh, that's a good one.
And it could be someone that's living or deceased. It could be someone from the past.
Marilyn Monroe. It would be
a
Marilyn.
Typical day in the life of Marilyn.
Just to see her life, and especially back in that time.
Yeah.
It would be Marilyn Monroe.
Great answer. And this might, I might already know the answer to this, but what is your favorite decade and why?
It's in the 70s. That's when I graduated, because I graduated in 78.
Okay.
And that was so much fun.
That was the disco era.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We used to go to the clubs and do the disco. In fact, my cousin and I, Ralph, used to join the dance contests. and actually, we won one time. You know, and I'll never forget. I had this white jumper, and I put all these sequins on it, you know. Oh, Lord. You know, I had the sequins band on. It was all out. Don't know where that ever went to. But thank God.
Maybe there's a picture floating around somewhere.
Oh, Lord. Hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope somebody don't pop that up on Facebook, and I'm going to say, oh, my God, no.
What would you, as far as, you know, family members or your friends, it sounds like you've got a big circle of people that you're around. What would your best friend or closest family member say is your best quality?
That I'm really loving. You know, my friend Nancy, which is my best friend, I have Nancy and Samantha and Leslie. I have a few of them, but Nancy I'm really, really close with.
Okay.
And she always tells me that I'm really, really loving. You know, and she says, she's so loving, he's so giving.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I just do what I do. I just be, it's just me.
Another fun question, if you won the lottery, what would you do with the money?
Oh, gosh. I would set up my grandbabies. I would make sure they had money in trust fund, but they had to be a certain age just to collect it so they don't waste it.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, that's smart.
You know, I would set up my kids. I have 3 kids. I have 2 daughters and a son.
Okay.
I would set them up in a home and a car. You know, I would set them up, you know, let them get hooked up. And I would want a house somewheres in the country where there's no house around me, so I can be away from some of the noise sometimes.
Yes.
Well, where I'm living, it's not noisy anyway.
And maybe
But
surrounded
just,
by animals, right?
probably a bunch of dogs and cats.
There you go.
You know, I wouldn't even mind having an elephant.
Okay, an elephant.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having an elephant because I don't know, I just have a thing about elephants. I think they're beautiful.
Okay. Would you say that would be your spirit animal?
No, my spirit animal's fish.
A fish.
A
All
fish.
right,
I'm
explain
Pisces.
Okay.
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces.
And I love the water.
Huh.
You know, but that property would have to have a pond,
Uh-huh.
and I would have to have a good pool.
Sure. And I think if
I'd
you
be
won
in
the
the water
lottery,
all the
you could
time.
hook that up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Where would I go? I'd want to go to France.
Okay. Why? What do you want to see there?
I want to hear them talk. I want to hear them talk. That's what it is. I love listening to other people's accents. My boyfriend's from Houston, and I let him do more talking than anything else because I just love to hear him talk. You know, it's just, I just love hearing people's other language. When I was at Legacy, when I would work the door at Legacy, and we would have all these tourists come in, oh my God, I loved it. You know, because these people from Canada would come in, and in fact, my nurse is from Canada.
Oh.
And I just make her talk all the time.
You just have to record it and play it back.
Isabel doesn't realize that. And the medicines might think, wonder why she's there so long, because I'm making her talk.
If you could have dinner with 4 or 5 different people, living or deceased, who would it be and why?
Tupac.
Okay.
I would definitely want to get to know Tupac.
Sure.
And I'd like to get in his mind. Of course, Marilyn Monroe. You know that. Oh, Marilyn Monroe. Yeah. I'd like to Michael Jackson. Living, that would have to be Roman Reigns.
Okay.
I love me some Roman Reigns. And Tony Parker.
Okay.
I have to have look at my 3 dead and my 2 alive. Gotta have some
that's a good
alive.
assortment. But I think
and Tony Parker's with the basketball.
Right.
Roman Reigns is with the wrestling. You know, Michael Jackson, he got to teach me to moonwalk.
that would be a given. Yeah.
That would be a given. Marilyn Monroe, she's got to teach me how to go stand on the vent right.
Right. Get the dress first.
I want that dress.
Yes.
I'm going to be in that dress. And Tupac, oh, I tell my kids all the time, that should have been y'all baby daddy. I love me some Tupac. Dear Mama is my favorite song that he has.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my favorite song.
Yeah.
You know, I have all his music, and I love all his music, but Dear Mama's my favorite.
Well, and I think he's a legend in his own right, and I think he has a lot of fans, you know, throughout that his music has really touched.
Oh, yeah, and I think he would have really, really helped a lot of what's going on. You know, he could, I think he could have been a help. You know, but you know what, all the good ones die young.
Yeah, they do. They do. Do you have any fears or phobias?
Being interviewed.
You're doing a great job so far.
Snakes and spiders.
Snakes and spiders. That's a pretty common one. Yeah.
Yes, and fear, you know what? A fear that I have is that I'm doing the best I can. You know, I'm doing the best I can to help everybody that I can, and I just fear it failing it. You know, and you know, it's because it's like, I just want to do my best. I just, you know, not everybody's going to like you. You're going to have your positive and your negatives with it. But then again, I'll say, I'll take the fear and take it as a lesson learned. You know, but that is a fear. You know, we all want to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, we all want to succeed. We all want to be something. And I don't do what I do for popularity. I don't do this. It's really not doing it for me. It's me that want to be helping other people.
Right.
That's what it is.
Oprah Winfrey has a magazine, and in it, every month she features an article on herself, and it's called What I Know for Sure. What does Dollie know for sure?
What do I know? I know I'm damn good at what I do. I know I love people. And you know what? On the real, even with the fear, I know I can succeed at doing what I'm doing because I'm confident. Like Demi Lovato's song, Confident.
Yeah.
I'm very, very confident.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Or what do you see yourself doing?
Actually hoping, I guess I'm not young, I'm not a spring chicken, but actually doing the same thing I'm doing, but just being able to have better connections and actually being able to help more people. That's what it is.
how do you want to be remembered?
How I want to be remembered? As a kind, loving person that just did the best she could. You know, that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much a wrap on the interview. So,
Oh,
Dollie,
thank you.
thank you so much for
Thank
everything.
you.
Appreciate you coming by, and that concludes our session for today.